Oh, my bad. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm just chilling with the little loaf. But I was watching this series called the Neighbors, I think it's called, or the Neighborhood or something like that, with Cedric the Entertainer and stuff. And I don't know why, but right now I don't want to say I'm feeling vulnerable, but whenever I'm going through like a lot of things at once, it kind of puts me in one of those it makes me start to like want to cuddle all the time, like with covers or lay in a bed or something. Because I've told y'all this before, y'all might make fun of me, but I cry a lot, especially when things aren't going well. Like people might hear me yelling sometimes or something if I'm like going through it. And when I say yelling, everybody gets like, I mean, sometimes people, get to the point where they're like, when too much is going on. So I was watching this show called The Neighborhood, and these new neighbors who are Caucasian was moving in, and everybody else in the neighborhood was African American. Well, when they finally met the dad of when they met their neighbor, who was Cedric the Entertainer, because he has grown kids. The grown kids were trying to get to know them, even the wife was. But Cedric the Entertainer is like consistently like, oh no, you people, and it's racist, and you're da da da, like causing the new neighbors harm. And the reason why that, okay, sorry. The reason why that affects me so much is because I'm from America, man, and like I was raised like a lot in the church when I was younger, so I really didn't get to experience too much. We had like white people in the church, so it was predominantly African American, but I didn't. This whole racist stuff started coming later, man, especially in the 2020s on. Oof, about 3 4 years of doing like real research. It's just brutal. So and it puts me in a predicament because I want to feel where he's coming from, but I was never that person. All my life, I was always the one that, date whoever you want and go be friends with whoever you want. And it don't matter if it's friends or the other side or family. And you always run into the don't date them people or stay away from them and what they put us through. And it just hurts my heart, man, because I don't have, it started, what's going on in the world started to affect me so much that I started to get angry. I started to feel a certain type of way. You know what I mean? You learn about all these ancestors and stuff, but here's why that's a problem too. And that's why I tell people don't be hating people. Because could you imagine being a Caucasian person and they fighting all their people all the time? Every time they hear some racist stuff, they call them liberals, lefties, liberals. They fight for us sometimes. And then when they get around African Americans, man, people be sometimes tearing them up. Them people don't date, do all this other stuff. Everybody's got their own problems in life, but the older I get, man, this racism shit is making me sick. That's the only reason I'm doing this to Europe on these videos, man, because when I say Europe, I'm telling you, average white, like, there might be a system of racism, but I've met so many white people in my life that have been kind and sweet to me, man. And I know we all got our journeys and we all got our own thing, but I'm just asking people to open up, man. You guys are not going to make the world better by hating people at all. You're going to continue to make our kids sicker and sicker. If we still continue to live in this oppressive, racist system. Yeah, there's misogyny and anti-homosexual and all this other stuff, but the biggest problem in this world is culture and racism. When I say culture, culture is beautiful, but some people hold on to culture so hard that they are willing to destroy others. Because of all this rhetoric of just hating different people, there are Zionists talking about pushing a button and eradicating all Palestinians. I've heard Palestinians on camera say they're trying to eradicate these people out of their lands. You guys aren't fixing anything. I'm sorry, Dracula. Now my kids are half black and half white. Which side will they go to? Who do they have to comfort them? So, another thing I've been going through, I smoke weed, and here's why psychology in America is pissing me off to high hell. They will tell people, don't do this, don't do that, this, that. Now, other street drugs, okay, but marijuana, I am baffled at how much you guys have fucking lied about that shit. They are giving that to people now as medication and making the price re-fucking ridiculous. So all this time, nothing y'all said about marijuana was true. It is literally a healthy plant that people have been smoking throughout the centuries. So now, right, look, everybody's like, well, stop smoking. To get a job, stop smoking. Stop smoking. Marijuana's bad, bad, bad. Meanwhile, people getting drunk off their ass, smoking cigarettes till their lungs fall out. But marijuana is a problem. So I don't have marijuana for a while, and I'm actually dealing with some things. But here's the even funnier thing. All these institutions will tell you marijuana, bad, bad, bad. Woo, it's a coping mechanism. It's numbing your pain. Can you all tell me what prescription medications do? Can you all tell me what any anti-psych medication does? Can you tell me what any beta blockers or any medication does when dealing with psych or anything with behavioral moods or anything, depression, all that? It masks the pain. Now, if you knew what these other drugs did compared to marijuana, you would question, why are they doing this? I'm going to tell y'all something. When I first started smoking weed, I've always had the voice. I've always had whatever you want to call it. But when I started smoking weed, I started seeing everything on the inside of myself. When I started getting nervous, I start shaking. Normally you get nervous, you take care of it. I start getting nervous, I start shaking. Ooh, you know what that led to? Me understanding myself better. There's some things I used to be terrified of. Now I'm like, what the fuck? But weed didn't cure all that stuff. It just kept me calm in a situation that was okay. I'll give you an example. Let's say I was smoking weed and that kept me calm and level-headed until I did find a job or while I do work and all this other stuff. They find that as a problem, right? Did you all know that cigarettes are a drug? It manipulates the brain waves. It does. It tells you how to send synaptic gaps. It sends different chemicals to the brain to send chemicals out of the brain to help you, that feeling you get, that lasts for a second. So the reason I'm bringing all this up is I'm not going deeper than marijuana, all those other drugs. But what I'm telling you is, and I'm actually warning against those, because yes, I tell the truth. I said that marijuana has been different, but the other drugs, I've seen what they do to people. But I can't believe these institutions are willing to lock people up for all these years, say marijuana is evil, all this stuff. Then y'all sell it at an ungodly price and tax it while all these people are sitting in prison. Can y'all tell me who has overdosed over marijuana? What has marijuana killed? Y'all are giving it to cancer patients and people now. So, there's so much going on with just different concepts and teachings that's where all the confusion and stupidity comes from. A lot of people don't know themselves. They don't know what really makes them happy, what really gives them peace in life, what really gives them anything. We are so busy. All right, we listen to and this is another thing. Like, we learn from our parents, be serious, do this right, do that right, get a job, be serious about your studies. We go to school, sit still. This is what this means, this means, this is what this means. You get out of school, you got to get a job. Your boss is telling you what this means, that means. You got to act right, you got to say this or that, or you'll get fired, this. You got to walk on eggshells. America is not a democracy, guys. So I'll watch people in China and Russia walk around the country. Bruh, it's no difference. You have buildings, laws, rules. They say you can't protest in Taiwan. Do you all not see what happens to protesters that protest in America? Then they will say it's protesters that's destroying all this stuff. No, it's not. Just like how they send all these people from different countries to be immigrants in places, and then the immigrant crime goes up. They're lying to people and trying to get us to hate each other more. Do you know why they don't want weed to be legal? If everybody started smoking weed, I don't care what nobody says. This is my personal experience. When I smoke weed, all my anger calms down. All my stuff I wanted to do before that was like extra, I don't want to do no more. It made me actually want to go to work and stay off the streets. But they'll tell you to go get fucking drunk. They'll tell you all this stuff. Take your prescription pills. It's no difference. Marijuana is not what they made it to seem like. And I'm not telling everybody to go get high and stuff, but I'm getting sick and fucking tired of seeing cigarettes advocated for and sold legally, alcohol sold legally, prescription pills sold everywhere. Do y'all know what triple C's is? I'm not even finna get into that. But people were getting so desperate when they were on parole and probation and stuff, they started popping regular shelf drugs to take enough to get high. But y'all don't want people smoking marijuana, which is totally safe. I can understand, okay, we don't want people driving and operating machinery. Bruh, even that's a fucking bullshit lie. Do you know how many people I've seen smoke marijuana for years and aren't bothered by any type of stuff? They're telling you guys lies. If you're okay with weed and you've been smoking it for a while, I'm not telling people to go to work and get high. I'm not telling people to go do anything and get high. I'm saying, okay, you worked all day, had a stressful day, now you're about to lay down or eat dinner or something. People that had no appetite before, they smoke a little bit and now they can eat and their life is fine. But what do? They sell cigarettes. Do you know what cigarettes does to the appetite, the lungs, and the brain? But that's legal. Then they'll do truth commercials. How many truth commercials do you need for marijuana? Because they're giving that out medically now. Then what's even funnier, you want to know how powerful marijuana is? If you take the psychedelic stuff out of marijuana and give people CBD and stuff like that, it does the same thing minus the psychedelic effect. They don't want people to know this. Why do you think if CBD and hemp are some of the safest things around, why would they sell cigarettes with chemicals in it instead of that? Why wouldn't y'all be selling CBD for people to smoke everywhere instead of cigarettes? Why are y'all putting so many chemicals in cigarettes that it could cause a fucking grown elephant to topple over if he smokes too many packs? A friend of mine said something really, really wise today. Really wise. And I was like, what the f-? And it's coming back to me. He told me that, you notice how I told him, I was like, man, this seems crazy and that seems wild and I can't believe this and that. I was hurting myself with the word and spirit, and I'm going to explain why. They'll tell you, they'll have Tom and Jerry. Was that crazy? Two cats running around that could use items everywhere. A coyote jumping off of cliffs with explosives and stuff. Babies talking. Then they'll show a commercial of somebody smoking some weed and then they're talking to their cat. Who doesn't talk to their cat? Why would you put that on marijuana? Who doesn't talk to their pets? It's like they're demonizing stuff, guys. Demonizing. There was a beer drinker. Rest in peace. His name's Dave. I kind of miss him. He's one of those guys that was like, he's accepting, but he's like old school. He's like, I don't like that marijuana and I drink and I miss him. He's a funny guy. But he told me one time, he said, man, I smoked a blunt one time. And he said, if I was used to it, I'd do it all the time. But he had never really smoked like that. And when he smoked, he said he was drunk without the big belly. He said he was feeling like, ooh. Now, he said he didn't like the way it made him feel. But that's what I don't understand. I've been drunk and I smoked weed. And out of the two feelings, weed will give you your appetite, take away all pain. You're feeling numb to a whole bunch of bullshit and you're feeling good. Then you drink alcohol and damn near throwing up everywhere. You can't function or do anything. Do you guys not realize how high I've been in these videos? And people are telling me that's the wisest thing, some of the wisest stuff they ever heard, the revelations that I've brought. Bruh, none of this, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first started smoking weed, yeah, it was like, whoo, it was a trip. My first high when I was smoking weed, oh my goodness. I was sitting outside of a Circle K. And me and my friend was supposed to go to the club that night. Me and my older cousin, who was with my friend, we was in the van. And we was just kind of like smoking. We wasn't driving, we were just sitting in a structure. And be careful with that. If you are smoking weed or have alcohol and you are in a car with keys, that's a DUI. I don't care if you're sleeping in the car. A lot of people I know learn the hard way. Please protect yourselves and learn your laws. If it's not legal where you're at, please do not mess with stuff like that if it's going to cause you trouble and get you in trouble. If you have a nice job, listen, take it from somebody. Either keep doing your job and enjoy your life, or if you sneaky, but I'm telling you all, sometimes marijuana isn't worth it. Now, in a world that was different, of course, it'd be worth it all day long. But the way they set up these structures and systems, they'll give you prescription pills all day. But then when they find out you smoking a little, now think about this. It's illegal to not hire somebody based on certain medical and medications and stuff. Now, not all the time, because if you have something that affects your work, then no. So they don't care about certain prescription pills. But marijuana's bad. I'm telling y'all. They have people are going around trying to get high with these pills and stuff and all kind of other stuff, and it has affected a lot of people's lives. And I'm telling you, it is harder to deal with heroin. When I say heroin, these pills, I'm telling y'all, it is hard to deal with some of these controlled substances than marijuana. All right, take somebody who, when that doctor told me I had depression and he said, "Here, just take these." Ooh, man, I took them pills for like 3-4 days, never a fucking again. That shit will destroy somebody's mind. If it works for you, hey, cool. I'm not here to judge. There have been people that smoked weed. I'm tired of people saying that drugs ruin people's lives, and I'm gonna explain why. A lot of times, people's lives are getting ruined by America, and that's why I'll tell you. A lot of people are attacked by other people. This world can be cruel sometimes. School bullies, toxic parents and relationships, toxic all types of other stuff, jobs. So the psychosis, you know what I'm saying, they try to put people in that place sometimes. Then whenever you find something that helps, I'll give you an example. Like, of course, people say, stop smoking weed. Woo. That helps me calm down, right? Then I was like, man, I need some help with these cats. Let me tell you why people are cold sometimes and why sometimes you do need to stay away from people. My ex was like, hey, I'll help you with the cats. I'll give you some litter. Now, keep in mind, I don't want to put her business out there. Like I said, I was paying all the bills here, and now she's where she's at and not paying no bills. I promise you. So working at this nice place she works at, she could have done a whole bunch of stuff. That's why this happened. My mom got sick of it. And me being as nice, I was letting her talk to me crazy while I was taking care of her. Then my mom had to take care of both of us, right? What parent wants to take care of their child when they're down while somebody's on their hip humiliating them and not helping? So my ex tells me, I told her today, like, hey, the cats, because when you care about like your animals and your pets, sometimes you'll treat them like your children. Now, when I say that, of course, I'm not putting no animal life over humans. And when I say that, I'm not trying to start some movement right now. What I'm saying is animals can become like children. You love them. You fall for them. Now, I had 2 cats, no problems. Her daughter moved back in and brought a whole bunch of fleas, right? Then her second daughter came and brought another cat. I said, hey, you're still working. The cats are being tortured. You know what I mean? I gave them a flea bath that helped a little bit. She went and got a flea bomb, but none of that. I said, hey, could you please help me with some like real flea treatment, the stuff that you put in their hair like that and all that? I said, could you do something? Because then I told her I was going to get the flash fixed. No, don't do that. We want it in our name. So the cat's going to be continually tortured by not being fixed. And you know, for a house cat, that can be terrible to deal with. And then all these other problems they brought, I said, hey, could you please help me with this cat? You know, I've asked you, you brought over a flea bomb, but they need litter. They need real treatment, all the stuff. Get rid of them. When I tell y'all people are cold, take my word for it. If you don't, you can go out there and experience as many people as you want. Who fault? That's not even my cat. And yet I feel so bad for that cat, and I love him so much now, that I just blocked her. I blocked her. I said, nah, you're done. I don't want, because, and I may unblock her, but if I do, it's going, because let me tell you something. To let a cat be tortured because of your feelings, that's sick. If she would do that to animals and me, she'd do it to anybody. So, and let me tell you how fucking, when I say enjoy your alone time, let me tell you how fucking fake people are. I worked with a whole bunch of people all the time. Why are you doing this for her? She don't pay no bills, blah, 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 all in my fucking ear. Then I go back to her page to see something after she told me to get rid of them. And a couple of my coworkers are like, I'm glad you're finally happy. You need to do for yourself and da-da-da. I'm like, oh my fucking God. If this didn't happen, I wouldn't believe it. Like, life can be really confusing sometimes. And people can be really fake. But in my life, I am no longer dealing with it. And I am only surrounding myself with people who are worthy, and worth my time. I had a really wise man friend tell me, hey, bro, It's something to the saying, I'm sorry all the time to different people. Not yourself, but different people. And I thought about that. There was a rapper one time that said, I don't ask permission anymore. I ask for forgiveness. And I thought that was beautiful. But let me explain why. And he brought something else with the spelling and how we use language and stuff. And I'm telling you, if you pay attention to the ink, if you treat yourself like an AI or just a blank sheet of paper, pay attention to everything you start saying. I'm telling you, they have falsely testified on God and all these gods and stuff and what's real that we don't even see it anymore. Back to what my friend was saying about stop saying that's crazy and all sorts of stuff. He was telling me they created all these cartoons, all these religions, all this stuff. Then when we do something amazing, schizo, delusion of grandeur, it's not real. I was like, bro, you right. They give us all this cuckoo from Cocoa Puffs, murdering movies, all this crazy stuff, psychological bullshit. And then when we do something fantastic, schizo, crazy, no, I don't believe them. They're saying they're God, delusions. But their main God in that book said he was God and told us to do greater things and more. Back to my other friend that said something really wise last night about saying, stop telling people you're sorry, because they're right. So people will make you feel toxic. I'm not going to say what else she sent to me, but like certain things people say to people are sick. Like if I'm first of all, if I'm claiming to be a grandpa or if I'm loving some kids because that's the type of person I am and I accept them as mine, don't text me and say, how does it feel not to be their grandpa anymore? That's toxic as fuck. I'm telling you. And a lot of times they teach men to be like, this isn't a woman rant. I'm a man, so let me give my examples. I'm sure you all have plenty to say about men because I'm a man and they make me sick sometimes. But as a man, we were taught so much, submit to your wife, be nice. Because they can say, oh, men were taught to be mean to women. If you're not from America, shut the fuck up, please. And when I say shut the fuck up, don't speak on what we're doing over here, please. Because the reason I say that is it's cool to speak on like stuff from around the world. But I'm telling y'all, they're telling y'all stuff that's not true. American women can be brutal. We were taught, treat them like princesses. They're number one. They can be like men and work. They can do all this stuff. It's about them. They have kids, be stepdad. You have kids? Oh, I'm not dealing with that. I'm telling you all, women in this country have it really fucked up. I mean, they're letting people take them out there. Not all women, and I'm getting sick of saying that. Most women I come into contact with are worried about music videos or money. So, and men here, oh my goodness, are talked to like fucking dogs. I'm watching, and I'm just going to say it, but I'm comfortable in my sexuality. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I just want y'all to know. No homo. But I'm watching men, because I was doing the same thing. Now that me and her split, I'm watching men on statuses with baby mamas and stuff. I can't believe she treated me like that. She's still doing this, blah, 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 blah. And it's like every day. And slowly I'm starting to become more and more aware. And it's like, I have had a couple beautiful women message me since she left. And that shit left on red or I treated their life. And let me explain why. This work girl go text me and was like, I can't believe you messed with the women in Decatur. You found the real gem. Blah, 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 blah. So what did I say? I don't care if y'all think it's mean or not. She was belittling me and haven't seen me in years. So I said, I'm glad one of us found a gem. The fuck? You don't know me or what I'm going through. You haven't seen me in years. Who the fuck are you to judge me and tell me what to do? And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Live y'all lives. I'm not going to tell people how to live, but if you're one of those people that can't find validity anywhere, you're like, there, stop doing that, please. Go in a room and start to build yourself up. Somebody hear you going, no, I won't deal with this out loud, and call you schizo. Remind them of David, Christ, Isaiah, and every other fucking person that they beat, humiliate, and stone for not following that goddamn book. All the spirits they put in people's heads, then when we try to figure it out without their metafucking-cation, it's a problem. Another buddy said to me, I talked to the other night on the phone. Hey, bud, you ever notice you take all these medications and go through their doctors and shit? They'll get you a job. They'll have you staying somewhere, paying your rent. You tell them, no, I want to deal with this myself and be strong. They'll crucify you. You'll probably lose your job or get arrested. I'm telling you. Happened to me. So now I'm coming back because y'all book said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And different people in different institutions. Heritage, Project 2025, y'all are the ones that drafted Project 2025, the biggest mental health advocate in America. Y'all think we're fucking stupid? Some of the smartest people I've ever talked to are sometimes in these facilities or dealing with doctors and stuff. Because instead of somebody helping them or giving them real wisdom, they just wanted to medicate and hate. So back to the show I've been watching. I like it because, what really bothers me in life is when I see white people being as nice as they fucking can be. Whether they being fake or not, unless they show me some shit, when they being nice to me, that makes me smile. It does. Because after everything I've seen and heard, to see people break their parents' curse and still be nice and try, it's fucking amazing. So, we all got our own individual lives, you know what I mean? And we all gonna have to do what we gotta do in life. I'm here to break the barriers. I'm here to break the fourth walls. I am who I am, and I do what I will. My will isn't to cause harm or hurt others. My will is to protect the fucking weak. And I'll protect the little white boy as much as I protect I'll protect the Caucasian boy as much as I'll protect the little African American boy. I'll protect a little Zionist baby as fucking much as I would protect a Palestinian baby. Because none of them are any of those names. They're humans. So, let's just say get rid of the cats. That's how people feel about you sometimes. Not all the time. But when you start to need help, they will get rid of the cats. I told my dad today, and I think he finally started to... I said, hey, Dad, listen, all my life they told us to, excuse me 1 minute, I have to use the restroom. Okay, sorry about that. Come here, baby, come on. But when I tell him to come over here, he doesn't. But what I was saying was basically, people will basically try, I was telling my dad, I said that, hey, Dad, now that you notice, pay attention. I was like, okay, people got a problem with me smoking weed sometimes. They say blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, so they wanted me to get rid of weed. I ain't smoked weed in a couple days. People had a problem with me being with her. Well, I don't blame my mom because that shit was getting toxic. It was still, get rid of her. Now, I'm explaining. She was there. She may not have wanted to pay a lot of bills, but she was still buying some small stuff and, keeping me consent or whatever. Then I told Dad, I was like, look, now the final thing is people saying, my ex said, get rid of the cats then. It's like, and people are going to do this with you guys' life. And he finally started to understand what I was saying. They're not trying to help you all a lot of times. What you'll notice is people tell you, stop doing this. Get rid of that. This is a habit. That's a habit. That's what's called. A lot of times what's causing people pain is the outside world. They don't accept people. They attack everybody. It seems like a lot of times. And if you're not a part of some group or clique, they try to exile you. The reason I feel bad for immigrants right now is because you guys don't understand how many little children have gone missing trying to get across this border. Y'all don't understand how many little children have drowned in these waters. Y'all don't understand how many people have been taken as slaves and sex, all type of crazy stuff. But imagine, just like I said, a Caucasian trying to help people. Imagine your little Jose, and you trying to get up here. And every kid you see getting snatched up, murdered, all this other stuff. You finally get in the country and you turn on the news, immigrants, criminals. Bro, y'all are killing people's spirits. Immigrants aren't criminals. Humans can be criminals. Caucasians aren't colonizers. People colonize because the Middle East did it. And when we stop creating groups, we can come together and battle the elites. How many Caucasians are on camera? African Americans are on camera. Africans are on camera. Middle Eastern immigrants are on camera. It's so bad. Help. So can we come together and fix this? Or are we still gonna whites are racist, blacks are blah, 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 this, that, immigrants? What is it getting you all? While you all fight, the corporations are raising prices. They're raising all type of other stuff. The churches are getting more and more tithes. Government's collecting more and more. Look, they said increasing pay will destroy them. But pay was increased, and they increased all of the products. Like man, it's unbelievable, man. So, I'm trying to be the voice of reason for people to the best of my ability, and nobody can tell. Don't talk to them. Don't do that because you're doing what y'all did to Job. And there was only one man that was justified when talking to Job, and the man that was justified helped him see his own spirit. Then the voice of reason came down in a firestorm, woo, kind of like John the Baptist. Getting people to see the spirit so they can deal with it themselves. You think your medications are going to keep healing people? You think these doctors are going to keep being able to heal people? It needs to be secular from oneself. You all can try to reach as much as you want. None of your hands can go inside and touch my brain. That goes for everybody else. So the stuff y'all demonize don't make sense. Marijuana, but alcohol's legal, cigarettes are legal, prescription pills are tearing people the fuck up. Then let's make marijuana secularly legal in a couple spots and tax out of this fucking world for it. It don't make sense. So, all I can do is continue to talk to y'all. I don't care who got a problem with it. I don't care who tells me to stop. If the Lord's not telling me to stop, what the fuck are y'all gonna do? I don't mean to curse on here and sound rude, but this fire's not stopping until the world's fixed. Y'all tried to take my job and institute me, didn't fucking work. Where's the therapist that did that shit? Because if I sue this hospital, that bitch gonna be in the middle of the lawsuit. I'm telling y'all. So, don't sue any. No, the same people that wrote this religion and sue people left and right. A hospital will be called Saint something, and they'll sue the fuck out of you and a doctor. I promise you they will. They'll go after you if you do something wrong. What they call negligence. They'll come after you. So, even with how y'all fired, sometimes I have been fired for I've seen people do shit out of this world. Then they'll come up to me and be like, did you talk to Woo like this? Hey, your 15-minute break was 20 minutes. We're going to have to let you. It's like, hold on, player. Y'all taking our bosses going to Texas Roadhouse and doing all this other shit. Meanwhile, we get 2 15s and a 30. I have watched the department heads of different jobs go take a 2-hour lunch, come back and holler at us. My warning to you all, there's a lot of influencers telling y'all to quit your jobs. I cannot tell y'all what to do, but I'm telling you they're not telling the truth. Once you quit that job, you might be in a really fucked up place. Do not quit a job. My dad used to tell me this. Don't quit a job until you have something else lined up. Things may be hard, but I'm telling you, you're going to go to another job and it may be worse. But if the Lord is telling y'all to quit and do all this other stuff, okay. Don't let me get in the way. I am simply trying to warn you all that people always, quit your job, run to the hills, Listen, I'm telling you, be smart. So I didn't even anticipate it taking this long. It's just some things that's on my mind from the world. And one thing else I wanted to bring up, go in my videos and watch from a couple days ago, talking about the 2 witnesses are done prophesying it's the Lord's turn. I said on that video, Trump is about to be destroyed. I'm thinking it's going to take a month or a week or something. The next day, all these influencers came out because of an interview Trump did. Oh, y'all should really watch this Nick Fuentes. I know that sounds counterproductive telling you to watch that racist, but that's a racist, Nick Fuentes. You want to know what racism look like? Go watch some of his stuff. You want to know what an African-American racist looks like? You can't be black. You can't be racist and black. Yes, the fuck you can. I'm tired of hearing that shit. Every human being on this planet can be racist. I don't give a fuck how much power you have. If you and another caveman were standing next to each other, this isn't a Caucasian thing. I'm saying a black caveman and a white caveman. Both of them, if trained right, would say, I hate white caveman. I hate black caveman. That's just how it works. But it's not going to work like that anymore. So, I said Trump's going to be destroyed in the near future. This motherfucker, the same day, not 24 hours later, came out and said the election wasn't rigged. And he lost by a hair. Do you know how many people are pissed off from that? Listening to Nick Fuentes, you know what he said? He said, why did 1,600 people lose their jobs, have to move? All these people got arrested after that. So they froze his accounts. He was making, I don't know if it was him or Tim Pool. I think Tim Pool, this happened to Tim Pool too, spoke on him. Tim Pool got all his shit froze. They were fucking with him. Same happened to Nick Fuentes. The FBI is after both of them. Well, after Nick Fuentes. I mean, the FBI is after Tim Pool right now. And some of the stuff he said, LO fucking L. But now Nick Fuentes, he's crying. He's not crying, but it's funny. He's like, all my accounts were frozen. I lost everything. Because of the information I put out there about the voting collusion and Russian collusion. He's like crying on camera. Nick Fuentes is a major voice in the Republican and supremacist community. And if, you know how I'll say sometimes, don't vote green because it'll mess up Kamala. What do you think is happening to Trump right now? And before it happened, I said it was going to happen. I'm telling you all, we have a certain amount of power, and whether it may not be big power, people have let every man be a liar, and people have testified falsely on a God or whatever exists. But like Obi-Wan and like Moses and Obi-Wan, what's the difference? Moses went to the mount and studied himself for 40, however long. Jesus went to the wilderness by himself. Elijah laid on a mountain by himself. There is none good except who I am. So I'm replacing God with that and saying who I am. Now you think about that. You don't know what's in my mind. I don't know what's in your mind. Only you know what's truly pure and what's going on. So if I say there's none good except who I am, I don't know how good you are or not. So only I know how good I am. If you guys keep letting people influence you and tear your minds up, they're going to send you somewhere detrimental. So, I just want to help people as much as I can. I'm going to continue. Oh, another thing, like with this show, The Neighborhoods or whatever, with the neighborhood. The man is trying his hardest to get to be friends with his African-American neighbor. And yeah, like I told y'all, PTSD and stuff like that, people can be dealing with a lot of stuff. And people have been tricked and sold out a lot. So also, I like to say that. But me personally, I wasn't raised in my parents' time and all that. And I'm going to explain something too. African Americans, y'all can be just as ratchet as anybody else, and I'm going to explain something. The dad in this show, The Neighborhood, I'm not saying I have a problem with my parents. But if I said I don't, then I'm not being real with my whole self. Just as much as I love my parents, of course. I do things that make them mad, and they do things that make me mad. But this dad in this show sometimes do what my parents do. And I'm going to explain why. This isn't hating them or anything. He has an older son that lives with him. Now, his whole problem is he doesn't want to get to know the Caucasian neighbor. It's all racist. The world treats us so bad. And in this time, it was so bad, blah, 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 blah. A lot of the older people say that, right? They bring it up all the time, tell us about our past and stuff. But then when we're this age, when we can't find jobs, when we still have to live with our parents, the same thing that this man does, sometimes parents will do. Oh, you haven't found a job yet? Are you eating up all my food? Are you blah, 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 blah? That boy didn't have to be born in this racist fucking world. So if your grown children are having a problem getting on their 2 feet and they're living with you, why does that upset y'all? Do you know how honored I would be to be able to have a job and to go afford a mortgage and a house and have cars and take care of my kids? Yeah, they're older now, but you know what I run into a lot of times when I see actual kids dealing with like rude parents? They're like, my children is blah, blah, blah. Then I'll go meet a bunch of real people in the world who are rude as fuck. Then sometimes I'll go meet children who are belittled by their parents all day and have to live under their parents. Some of the nicest, sweetest people I've ever met. Parents just beating them over the head. You're eating my cereals? Same thing happened on Friday. Get your ass a job. You're eating my cereal. Blah, 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 blah. Then when something was finna happen to Craig, I'm coming, son. I'm coming, son. Why do y'all do that to y'all? Y'all do this all the time. Love your parents, they'll be gone one day. But then y'all treat kids like we can't go one day. You know what type of honor it would be for me to be able to take care of my kids in this sick world? You know how sick the world is? Get a job. You're not applying yourself. So you can tell white people they're racist and they treat us different and they don't include us. But then when we're sitting on the couches trying to find a job and all this racism and it's harder for us, you're not applying yourself. One thing I hate when people say, I did it so you can do it. That's the most ignorant thing you can ever fucking tell somebody. If you tell somebody I did it so they can do it, you're ignorant as fuck. Now if y'all are like, let me explain. If you're in the middle and you need to be strong for something, get up. I'm helping you up. Like a soldier or something. Get up, soldier. I won't leave behind. I'm doing it. Let's do it together. But when you just blatantly belittle somebody I do it. Why are you being lazy? I did it. But first of all, you fucking. I'm sorry, because I'm not gonna talk about my parents like that. But boomers, man, y'all houses was like 5,000, 10,000. Do y'all know what inflation is? Okay, so the minimum wage in like the 80s and 70s and 90s was 882 or 750. It's still 750. Are y'all not hearing what I'm telling y'all? Y'all thought it was hard in your day? Imagine being paid the same fucking amount of money for 30 years, 40 years. Now the houses are at least like 200 racks. To get a flat, it's like 1,400, 2 months rent. They want your kidney, your bladder, your medical records. I'm telling you, bro. So knowing how messed up the system is, and y'all can just blah, blah, blah all day and talk about how bad it was in y'all time. Now y'all will look at us and be like, don't mix, but it's still bad. Get off my couch and work. Those concepts all bump. Every single fucking one of them. So, you think it's any different for all you Caucasian parents out there? Oh, racism is so sad. It's so bad. Then their daughters get, or sons get with somebody. Ooh, Jimmy, Tommy. They fucking, I'm telling you, family telling little jokes. You think they'll go against their family? I've been around it. They're like, ha, 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 ha. Every once in a while, you'll get that one family member that fights for us. And they kick them out, excommunicate them, and all type of other shit. If you find a friend in this world, and they are sweet and kind to you, I'm telling you, enjoy your friend, your neighbor, whoever you can find. Whether you only have one person in this world, enjoy them, and don't let people fuck your head up. But if they become toxic, you got to do what you got to do for your life. So, if there are any parents out there, you got grown kids, stop belittling your kids, because the world will fucking destroy them. And if you love your kid, I'm telling you, take care of them to the best of your ability. Y'all might not see eye to eye. They may be doing some crazy stuff now, because when I see people on drugs, there's no accusations from me, dude. Y'all do not know what it's like to be hooked on drugs. I don't necessarily know what it's like. I mean, I smoke marijuana. I don't even consider that a drug. That's a plant. The irony is, the drugs that they sell in these prescription pills are drugs, but marijuana is a plant. So I just don't know. But anyways, when people are on drugs, y'all don't see what they feel. Y'all don't see what chemicals are coming down. Y'all wasn't there in their life when they started doing that shit. As I told y'all, if somebody's walking around the streets and don't got no help, do you think they're going to not do something to occupy their time? Take care of y'all families if you can. Stop belittling them. Stop telling them they're going to follow the Lord Jesus Christ and all this stupid shit. Then stop telling people you can't live up to God and Jesus and His mercy, and then accuse every fucking body around you of being sinners. Don't curse out your father-in-law and mother-in-law. Then when your kids are growing up and they start having attitudes, you're like, don't be so mean all the time. Don't talk like that. Don't have an attitude. You guys are making us like this. And then when we grow up to be like this, you all attack us. I don't understand. Love your kids. Take care of them to the best of your ability. This lady is crying on camera because she got her bachelor's degree and is making $16 an hour just like me. Or like I was. What do y'all do? Go to college. Go to college. Y'all don't hardly help people pay for it. The parents that do, okay, y'all are doing y'all thing. But you know how many people have to pay for their own shit and go work and struggle? Then I'll give you an example. Then like me personally, my parents love me, but parents will always have that, do harder, do more, and that can destroy people. I'm telling you all, accept people for what you have. So I'm just telling people, if you have loved ones and stuff and you're able to, because even look at Boys in the Hood. Look at how she treated her oldest son versus her youngest son. You think that boy had any chance growing up in them ghettos and them gentrified areas? A lot of the times the parents will let us go out and run out and do all this stuff. Then when we grow up and be a certain type of way, they disown you. I'm not saying all parents are like this, and I love my parents. They help me out a lot. But sometimes people's advice is shit, and they cause more damage than good. When we start to teach people righteously, because I'm going to tell y'all, until y'all leave this like religious shit alone, y'all are going to continue to destroy y'all worlds. The concepts in that Bible bump with what's real in reality. The only things in that Bible that seem close to reality are some of the different men who went alone and then did powerful things. Moses, he went and learned his own law and came down, and people were like, oh my God, God's with you. Joshua went and led a whole group of people. He didn't let nobody tell him what the fuck to do. Job went and did his own fucking thing. Didn't listen to not damn motherfucker until righteous advice came. And he was blessed because of it. Got everything back plus some. John the Baptist didn't listen to what none of them said. Yehohanan. But Jehovah, whatever you want to call him. That's where they get Yeho from. I'm telling you. But he did listen to a few people. Oh, that was super wise. Her saying was so wise, I almost. Now, if you have all the infinite knowledge from God, how can the Christ himself say, she said something so wise that I couldn't believe it? I saw all the wives you had under the fig tree, but they spoke something so wise I was astonished. I'm telling you guys, until you guys mythologize this bullshit and tell the truth, you guys are going to keep creating psychosis. Half the stuff in this book bump, but y'all follow it off of cliffs, it seems like. And I am warning against that, and I am telling people to stop doing that. I have no problem with you all picking many stuff up in that book and using it as a story. You guys don't think sometimes I use cartoons with the same strength as the Bible? Do you not know Goku, because of his strength goes inside and makes me powerful? When I say that, I have to use the power, but what I'm saying is, Super Saiyan did it, so am I. Frieza called him a monkey, but he became Super Saiyan. Now, am I saying Goku is God? No. Jesus fought the whole world and didn't bend to anybody's knee. Joshua fought the whole world and didn't bend to anybody's knee. When I say Jesus, I'm saying the character's name in the book. Moses did his thing. Was in 7 different heavens, right? That's really prophetic, because if you pay attention to that, Moses being in 7 heavens, it's saying Moses was in our hearts the whole time period. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. Moses is in all types of people's hearts. Y'all keep saying he's dead. Like, bro, I wish I could teach you all more and more. But like a buddy of mine said, and like I heard before, wisdom is not to be thrown at people. You plant seeds, and over time, like I told y'all can ignore 900 whatever things I say. But if one thing helps you, bro, I am happy I was there for you. Plain and simple. So, I'm actually going to get back to the show. I said I had good news, but because I actually, my electric bill is kind of high. Something else. I forsook my electric bill and went hardcore and was paying hers and doing all this stuff. And so I got some good news. I heard online they're paying electric bills because of COVID. Electric bills are going to be down, blah, 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 blah. I went and called the electric company. Why would y'all stop doing something? So y'all took care of all these people's bills because of COVID. Then when people who didn't hear about the shit because they're busy in life come later and need the same help, oh, it's already over with. Oh, we already gave out those funds. What? I have watched people that could literally pay their electric bill tell me they wait for it to go up 6 months, then they pay it because of these grants. Do y'all know how many innocent people are getting fucked off because they can't use something they need in an emergency because people are playing a system like that? So greed and corruption is everywhere. You think because you're not a rich CEO, you're not robbing people or doing something vain at a lower level? I'm telling y'all. So continue to be you. I'm tired of saying holy good. That leads people to try to do things that they can't live up to. Be you. Do what you can at your pace. You take a while to find a job, I'm not finna accuse you. I don't understand how these jobs can make it so fucking hard to get a job and it treats you like a slave when you get it. They keep talking about it's because of regulation and we got to do all this I don't think it is. Half these people in the, what is it called? The FCC or whatever, they get basically paid to pass shit. The FCC passed a lot of stuff that you all should see got recalled. I'm telling you. It's all about money, and now it's not. I am here, and I am putting it into this foolishness. You don't believe me? After you watch me, go ask what's happening with BRICS and the American dollar. Go see how this dollar is already fucking up. But if y'all want to still play, how many more Nick Fuenteses, Tim Pools, how many of these people have I spoke about on camera? Candace Owenses. Man, the Jews tried to tear her off. And a buddy of mine said something real wise too. When I talk about the Jewish community, I told him because I was like, man, I came for the Jewish community and I got in trouble for telling the truth. And you know what he said something so wise. He said, stop saying you're feeling crazy shit. Stop saying you're going after people because you're not doing nothing like that. He said, you're doing something beautiful and wise, learning the truth. And he said, you're not going after no community. If I was going after the community, have I punched any in the face? Have I gone up and cussed any out? Have I murdered anybody? Have I created any movements to cause them harm? You see what I'm saying? But they'll get on, APOC will get on camera. The black community is the problem. Have they said sorry for saying that shit? Immigrants are a fucking problem. Y'all are immigrants. You're immigrants to Israel and America. I don't know where y'all come from. Germany and Poland, I think. Y'all they made it illegal to take a DNA test. So now I feel it. I'm not coming after them. I'm telling the truth. And they don't like that. But if everything that's happened to me because I am telling the truth on this oppression and stuff, everybody that has spoken on African Americans and how all we do is crime and we're criminals and APB this and that and all sorts of stuff, everybody who's had a hand in destroying the African American community, I am coming for thee and you will be destroyed until you say I'm sorry. Everybody that's belittled us, kept us in chains and all this other stuff, I am coming for thee, all who has caused harm to these communities, and you will be destroyed until you say sorry. In your destruction, you will be made an ass. Did you all remember a while back when I said, why would y'all say I am wanting Trump dead? Everybody keeps saying God didn't save Trump. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Look how much of a fucking ass he is making of himself since he's alive. I told you, everybody who fucked me and my community off, I'm coming for thee. I don't care if you believe me or not. Watch my videos. It's coming true. Yesterday, I said something about Trump, and the next fucking day it happened. So, I prefer prophesying good things about how the children will all be healed. I am healing children. I am healing ailments. I am healing people who need help and are pure and actually, because if I heal somebody, well, I'm going to heal this guy. Now he's mighty and strong. I'm going to destroy a bunch of shit. No. All who cause harm and destruction will be met with that. All who are pure will be healed. I'm not talking about that, oh, I'm sitting in the church all day and I follow law. No. Y'all know what causes harm. Y'all know what harms people. I'm not finna play y'all dumb cosplay religion anymore. Too many people in Zionism and Judaism has come out and said Hebrew is fabricated. Everything they're doing is a lie. And that's from their own communities. Right? So then when I research, if I see that what they were saying was a lie, I would be like, hey, you a lie. The Jewish people are, but no, they were all telling the truth. Then I go research African-American culture and history because they just talk about this crime, crime, crime. Only 4% of African-American, there's 44 million African-Americans and only 1.8 million crimes were by African-Americans. Some of those double crimes. So we did under less than 4% of the crime, right? Take those numbers and add them up. Then, what I find even funnier, 70% of the crime was done by people on news saying that immigrants and people of color are doing the crime. Violent crimes, molestations, rapes, vandalisms, burglaries. But when it comes to robbery, African Americans, 7,000 unsolved murders. Go do sociology, they'll say, and psychology. Most murders happen in the demographic. Go watch cold case files for the last 3-4 years and see how many unsolved Caucasian crime murders there were. In the year 2019, with the very crimes I was talking about, over 6,000 murders went unsolved. But with those going unsolved, now African Americans look like they commit the most murder. You see what I'm telling y'all? They are playing. Ever since, go watch my videos I deleted 2 years of them so I won't have proof. Actually, I do. Some of my videos were stricken and are in my emails. I did that with the I Am God video, talking about what I said about Trump and Hitler and all that, or Trump and Kanye. I have told them about this crime and these crime statistics, and I deleted those older videos. Do you not know they have not come out with crime statistics the way they did in 2019 since I've been coming out with these videos? Why do you think that is? If y'all know how many Caucasians was committing crime during the COVID virus, when they was all losing their jobs and stuff, they don't want y'all to know that. This ain't hate speech. This is the truth. Because I actually went into the FBI crime statistics because they don't have no more tables. And I started going into individual agencies in each states and seeing what crimes were committed. Oh my fucking God. And you know what's even funnier? They don't report a lot of crimes because it's up to the agency to report the crime. I'm telling y'all, listen to somebody who wants me and you to prosper. I have never been a cold, I need money, I need this and that, I need to connive. I told you, God and Jesus was put in my head with reverent fear. So when I did wake up, the reverent fear might have been gone, but my structure, the foundation of the world, the loving show love, I found out that it wasn't fear making me, it may have been fear, but now that I'm free, that's my personality. And if I go think about doing something that I'm not supposed to, I get shaken. No, nigga, no. I'm sorry that when I say nigga, I have things in my world. I say nigga, okay. Me personally, y'all might get mad and I understand y'all rage. But when I hear white people say nigga sometimes, the more natural, and if we cool and we've been around each other and they say it, not that, oh, nigga, all the time and trying to, no. I'm saying just like how I use it every once in a while, when I find a legitimate person of another color that's not using it as a degrading, manipulative, or even when they get mad at me, like, you know, you get a girlfriend, I get mad at you, and she said, y'all say it in comment, but then it's like, you bitch ass nigga, you. Now, even then, I'm gonna tell you why I don't let it bother me when she's like, when it's said like that. You know how many men call women bitches, call them hoes, all they name it. If a man gets rejected, he calls her a hoe. So how can I get mad at certain things? And men do it constantly. Yeah, you're not finna come up to me and be racist. And if I don't know you, I'd rather you not, just because I feel like you're being funny. But sometimes we get so fiery over the wrong stuff. So y'all are cool with motherfuckers saying, work hard for it. Nobody gets a handout. I don't think we should get reparations. Y'all will see them talking with wise words, like, oh, that white boy's smart. Then a Caucasian will come up like, hey, what's up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up what's happening to the world. Y'all really is right. You racist. I will take that second white boy over the first one all day long. But y'all don't seem to understand why. So keep planning these factions. And I'm telling y'all, the same factions y'all create, like the Tower of Babel, is going to come back and strike y'all in the ass. So, when I say I am sorry to certain people, because when people hear me talking about certain communities, I'm telling you, I'm sorry because I'm sorry you're caught in the middle of that. There are a lot of people out here who don't cause no harm. And they may feel like I'm talking about them, but I'm not. I love y'all. But a lot of people in these communities, if y'all think so, I have different African Americans asking me, why are you talking about Black Hebrew Pharisees? Why are you talking about this and that about our community? Because as much has happened to us, I see my fucking community doing some stupid fucking shit. That Ice Cream Man song you made, bitch. Talking about does your beat hang low, niggas love put beat. Oh, I'm coming for your ass. That song gonna be eradicated. Especially after I found out where the Ice Cream Man song comes from. It's little shit like that. That's beyond fucking ignorant. Bitch, and you causing our community so much harm putting out that dumb shit. Shit like that is what I talk about. Kanye. Yo, I like you, my guy. You cool. I had a buddy talking about him today, telling me about him today. But like I told my buddy, we all have our own opinions, bro. And I respect what he said about Kanye, but he also said Kanye is a dumbass. You a dumbass, bro. You went off and got rich off African Americans. I'm just being honest. Jesus walks, leave your ass for a white girl, gold digger, all the shit. You was catering to us. Then you got rich and went off and did some goofy shit. Then when you was getting your punishment because you was running around with these Jewish people. Then when you was getting your punishment because they are cold. I'm sorry, not all Jewish people, these psycho-Zionists who are using power to manipulate people. Then you wanted to come back out to our community, everybody talking about, he's the truth, he's the way, he's the light, Kanye telling the truth. That brother hurting and he need a community again, just like Candace Owens. Candace Owens was going around listening to, singing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on the Breakfast Club. After them Jewish people came after her. Bitch, if you don't stop it. I was advocating for our community and not near nobody wanted to hear this shit. For years I was. These motherfucking house motherfuckers went and got filthy rich off y'all. Filthy rich off bullcrap. Candace got rich off y'all. She used the NAACP to sue white people. Go do the research. Now she's saying racism ain't real. I advocated for Candace in one video because she started coming out talking about the synagogue and this and that move. Then the next day, she went right back to her roots. I love Tucker Carlson and he's right about this and that. Tucker Carlson on poop. I don't even know what's going on right now, dog. Tucker Carlson and Tim Pool's advocating for Russia. I don't know. There's some about Russian collusion. Russia's not happy with Trump. He was the one that started. Caucasians are mad at Trump right now. Russia's mad at Trump right now. Trump was the one who did Russian collusion. All these Caucasians fucked their life up listening to this man. You know how many FBI agencies are dealing with people right now and tearing them off? And CIA agencies because of the stuff they say because of Trump? Go Google how many people injected bleach after Trump told them to inject bleach. How is he not in prison? But, hey, my world, I live with my rules. But I will not be encroached anymore. All who cause harm and act stupid, y'all can get what y'all looking for. And I am waiting and coming. Everybody else, I love you. And be kind to people and your pets. You with somebody that all of a sudden still got money and is living life and can say, get rid of the cats. People do the same thing to you if you let them. Be smart, y'all.